and a good morning to you from the famous Suzuka circuit here in the Mie Prefecture. However, the weather hasn't been cooperating with us with this amount of rain falling down, but we are going to be excited for some racing anyways. Welcome everyone to the first round of the 2025 HoloType World Zako Series coming right up for you. It is the Zako Series Suzuka 200 minutes coming right up for you all. I can't wait to have this racing be streamed and to be seen by people. But anyways, let's get into the track introduction. Of course, we're going to be racing here at the 18-cornered Suzuka circuit with famous corners like the Suzuka S. We got the Deckners, the Hairpin, Spoon Curve, the 130R, the Casio Triangle. This track just oozes identity as one of the fan favorites in the Japanese racing scene. 5.8 kilometers or 3.6 miles will be the track length for today. A race distance of 250 kilometers and 44 laps was supposed to be the target. However, due to the rain, the ARO have already announced beforehand that the race will be cut short by 13 laps. So we will be racing for only 31 laps for today due to the amount of heavy rain and to stick with the schedule. And we won't be seeing the lap record get beaten anytime soon because drivers are only seen to be only reaching 220s. 223s if I'm not mistaken, so we'll be taking a look into how it looks for them. So anyways, let's move on into the Zako series lineup. We'll talk about the Tsuyo later. So anyways, we are going to be talking about the qualifiers in the 3 splits in qualifiers that didn't finish inside the top half, including those who have also lost out on the tiebreaker. We're looking at one Kaji Mikolev. Anyways, we're going to be introducing these drivers one by one. Ram Rosales, Rafael de Oliveira, there is a Ravencroft, Ram Rosales who represents Shira Nui Flair, and also we have the likes of Hanami Kiriko for Memorial Luna, and also a new face, or rather a returning face in the ARO competitions, Matthias Zacharias for Reggioli. After being out on the sidelines for more than 4 months, he's finally being able to get back into the races, and he is very excited to do so. We've got Hinoshi Taiyo for Kyle Kowalski. We have Johnny Panata joining in for Hoshino Mamuna as the ARO's new face entering the grid. Hinoshi Taiyo now going to the Ella machine. Panata takes the Muna car. Jusosai for Hakoi Koyori alongside Chaka Labradores for Natsui Romansuri. Joins Sven Jensen for Iris and Jeff Rohan for Grammy Hall. Chris Salman just misses out on the Zako on the Tsuyo series. He was on his way out anyway, so he has been replaced by Masaki Sakura for ASCII. That's why you see the Kizakar Reggie only number 13. Shogo Hoichiro is the best of the DGA cars in the representing Regloss alongside J1 Tennis for Kyoto Xiao. Jace Kensai has had a shocking campaign in the World Series for Japan Lui despite being very good in the Japan Series. Then we got Chizu also joined by Masaraida for Todoroki Hajime with Ryan Kagawa for Popolirin, who actually did some seat swapping with De Libera. And we got Alex Brand for Cecilia Immigrant, Enzo Ferrari for Rara Vetera. Joey Sarin will also join in from Split B. And now talking about the Split C entrance, Isakaji Mikolev lost out on the tiebreaker against Yuta Asano for Gigi Murin, and so Mikolev has to race the rest of the season in the Zako. Ryu joins Mikolev after another shocking World Series qualifying campaign, left Ryu down in the World Zako despite winning a race in the JP qualifier, which sends him in the World in the JP Tsuyo. And we got Javier Lusby for Manchester, Dak Patterson for Rindu Chihaya. Aqua Zuri having to race in the Zako after Rim Allgor's mishaps for Ozar Subaru. Raja Kaczynski for Zuki Choko, Rudy for Mizamiyasu, Dan Evans for Irony 50, Kamina Rima, Sabian and Ozamuza representing Shishiro Motan, Kogani Nico, and Inigo Sasuke. make up the 31 car grid. We'll be racing here today in Suzuka. First of all, we got qualifying to deal with. That being said, my name is Monetized in the commentary booth as we are about to get ourselves ready. Alright, so we got 10 minutes of qualifying to start off the session. And we really can't tell who have already gone out yet. That's our answer. Mark Rosales in car number 20. If you do look into his stats, actually, it's not looking good at the moment, but well, you gotta have to work what you are able to work with. He doesn't have a lot to think about, but anyways, if you take a look back into his campaign, especially in split A, he just misses out on the Tsuyo to Taiwan win by 13 points, and that has been a massive shock. Oh yeah, not exactly a massive shock, but it was well struck effort from the Alfred. However, it just wasn't enough, so he has to languish down in the Zako for the season in the World Series. Oh yeah, two important things to talk about. Since this is a World Series round, individual results in each of the world races will also count towards either the Japan Zako or the mainline international series. And also, if you notice something a bit funny about the cars, why you have seeing more white and black on each of these cars, it's because they are all running the color washed out variants of the livery, where you see the color parts get colored white or black, which is what you're seeing in this January flag number 20 car as Mark Rosales tries to get himself into a position for him to start his qualifying lap. Stan Jensen also trying to bounce back from what has been a seriously underwhelming World Series qualifiers campaign, now having to also race in the Zako. There you got Dak Patterson, who is running high after getting a Zako podium in Yeongdam. We'll see how he does. So we're going to go on board with Dak Patterson as he exits from the Casio Triangle and into the main straight. And you see here, he has to absolutely get very tiptoey into the final corner as there's a lot of running water down to the main straight, so he has to lift off there to get back on the track. Now he's back on the track. He will need to be very careful into turns 1 and 2. He obviously also needs to really avoid the curves there, as there's some standing water over there. Don't unsettle the car if you're not doing this correctly, and you will see these drivers avoid the curves. They're also very slippery. As you see how Dak Patterson handles the S, he has to change his approach to the S's due to just the amount of slipperiness on the track. You see, he almost aquaplanes at Dunlop, just wrestling for control in torrential rain. You can see the amount of counter steer that Dak has to utilize, as he only sets a 59.9 on the first sector into the deck there, as he has to be really careful not to drop down to first gear. Shows you how much these drivers have to absolutely wrestle the car just to keep it in control. You guys need to just be very careful about this power output as well. That's the BDB. Oh, you can just see here, Dak just quick wrestle the car. You might have too much throttle there. I guess it's at least, but cars here, and you can see here it is a troublesome report here, seeing how much the Regal's cars are struggling in the rain. You can see here how much they are struggling. You can see here they are already causing a massive traffic jam for the other orcas. Remember, no blue flag in the center Corsa. If you're stuck behind this year, then they're going to cause a lot of trouble. Siren 245, 547, a full 30 seconds behind compared to the orcas, so it's not a good look for them. 242. As Asahi sets 238, Wizard 238, Kidside 239. We'll update you on how these drivers go. Hanami Kiriko goes up into 7th. Kaminari Reba up into 4th. Pranata in his debut campaign goes up to 3rd. Is that Martinez or is that Shango? Shango only 10 seconds back. This is going to be an interesting qualifying session with super large gaps in the timings, meaning that Jensen is currently up in 3rd. Ryan Kagawa in the Rene machine will go up into 9th. You guys are doing very well though in the wet. Aquazuri is also dancing very well in the wet, only 1 second behind Wayne Gonzalez, Dak Patterson, and Sven Jensen, currently qualifying in 4th. Already won a race in HoloType Japan as Joey goes down to 20s, goes well way down the standing. Del Rivera has to get blocked as well. Nicola 23rd, Kaczynski 22nd, Soviet in 21st, Enzo Ferrari 25th, Michi Tayo in 26th, and almost locking up into the gravel trap. Stuff in qualifying. Saki Sakura for ASCII goes up into 6th. Zacharias in his return to the ARO competition after a 4.58 is into 14th. Sven Jensen now goes up into 2nd. The battle for pole position is on, assuming they're not stuck behind Rico's traffic. I have to be real here, they are pretty much struggling in this race. Shango, the fastest of them, are currently 10 seconds behind. Also Jake Martinez, almost going off there. Same goes for Azuri. You see how many drivers, you see here how many drivers have gone off on the corner right before the hairpin. See these tire marks there. We'll see if these will cause trouble for the cars later on. And you can see here the amount of wheel spin kicking in. Drivers are currently having advantage on the wet. Just shows you how much, how little grip that these things have on a wet track. You see drivers getting themselves back onto the pits as the qualifying session is done. Joshua Asahi currently down in 8th place. Aquazuri meanwhile is currently stuck behind. That's Jake Martinez, and that means she won't be gaining time anytime soon. You see how much time she lost to Martinez on that lap alone. Speaking of which, Backpassing doing a good job though, qualifying 3rd place with the qualifying session probably concluded. Isakaji Mikolov will now, with an open track, now puts himself into 5th place. For Sakura Miko, Inochi Tayo for Kyla Kowalski goes up into 17th. We'll see if there are any more improvements from the track here as this becomes very difficult to see. Condition, however, the visibility is still good enough for anticipation. Won't be getting any more nail outs from Zuri anytime soon. She gets blocked by Martinez, and you can see how much time she's lost. 3 seconds on the first sector alone, which doesn't help things. Matt Patterson will start no higher than third. Sven Jensen and Raymond Gonzalez, who will be starting our provisional poll right now unless we have other contenders ready to go at it. Chakala Morris will at least need to see if he can qualify a bit further ahead despite the traffic. Really, despite having open space in front, will not be finding any faster times. Enzo Ferrari next to cross the line. He actually has a decent shot to qualify high up. He goes up to 5th. Ferrara, Bandera, the Cittini are going to be excited about this. Meanwhile, Seirin causing a massive traffic jam. Isn't going to improve her own time. That will Masaraido, Jace Kinsai, or Osney Wizard. Hanami Kiriko will not find any more time either. Now going side by side with Jody, as Jody is going to see if he can go make a move there, as Shango actually qualifies better than Riliu. He goes up to 15th. Only 2 cars remain, Jake Martinez and Aqua Azuri, but I don't think that they will be finding any more time as Azuri goes for a move down the inside. That's pretty bold from Azuri as she tries to force her way into a position. Racing to end this qualifying session, and it will be Azuri ahead. And that will be it for today's qualifying session. Raymond Gonzalez is sitting on pole position for the Zako Series Suzuka 200 minutes. Alright, let's move on to the starting lineup here, as we really don't want to waste a lot of time. Raymond Gonzalez will start on pole position for Shiranui Flair, as we are just going to double check on things. So Sven Jensen will start second for Iris. I'll start alongside him on the front row. Third place will be Rindo Chai's Dak Patterson, and then we got Aqua Azuri and Ozora Sparta starting in 4th. 5th place Enzo Ferrari and Roar Padera. That's where they will start. 6th place Isakaji Mikolev for Sakaramiko, with 7th place Johnny Pranata for Hushanova Muna, with Kamina Reba for Jushiro Botan. Isaki Sakura will start 9th for Aoski, with Ryan Kagawa 10th for Pavode Arena. 11th place Jojo Sahi for Hakui Koiri will start alongside Hanami Kiriko for Himura Luna. And then we got Jace Kinsa for Takani Louis starting alongside Alsa Wizard for Inagami Korone. 15th place, the best of the Regloss cars, but still pretty behind, will be Shango and Ichijo Ririka. 16th place, Ryu and Izaki Riona will start alongside Go. And then we got 17th place, Matthias Zacharias for Crazy Oli in his return to ARO competitions. And then we also have Jake Martinez for Hiroshi Ao. 19th place goes to the new driver Hinoshi Tayo for Kyla Kowalski, with 20th place Dan Evans for Irani 15th. Shaka Labrador will start 21st for Natsuro Matsuri, and joining him will be Zeta's Javier Lusby, who both of them have won last season's Formula Hall of International title. Masarada starts 23rd for Rocky Hajime, with Rajisuki joining on row 12 for Yuzuki Choko. Sobyang Eun for Kokurni Nico starts 25th, with Alex Gren 26th for Cecilia Emma-Green. Otonosi Canada's series will start 27th, with Yuri Rafael de Oliveira in 28th for Nerissa Ravencroft. Oh, we forgot to change the nationality. Whoops. He's Brazilian, by the way. Rudy starts 29th for Mizumiyasu, with 30th place. 30th place Jufute Raden joining alongside. And last on the grid, Jeff Rohan in 31st place. He will start at the back of the field due to him not setting a time in qualifying. That's why you haven't been seeing him lately. Alright, so we are going to get the when the 30 car started for this race, it is going to be interesting to see how these drivers will fare as they get into the start line. I'm certainly very excited to see how it fares, how these drivers will fare again on these rainy conditions. It gets very slippery. Just don't know what you will be getting. So, anyways, let's not waste too much of our time. We will immediately get into the race here with literally Ray Marxall setting on pole position, Sven Jensen alongside. It's the wet Zako series Suzuka 200 minutes coming right up for you. 31 cars lining up on the grid, and we are off, and everyone has a pretty decent launch there into the start. And into turn 1, will there be drama? We'll have to wait and see, as we are now seeing Sven Jensen though beating Raymar Rosales at the start. Everyone else tries to go single file into turn 1, but we are seeing some double file. We're seeing potential moves there from potentially Jake Martinez as he goes up the field. All 31 cars have made it scot-free. And we're just going to check if there are issues. Seirin is out of this race. We are just checking a bit. Seirin is officially out of this race before we have even started. Jake Martinez against Shango on that ring loss battle. And right now Martinez is going to go sweeping around the outside, potentially Leo for 15th place, battling his own juniors. And also Jace Kensai going up to 14th place, going around the outside and Dunlop, but I don't think the move will go. He is going to go off the track and cause a bit of a stir, and unfortunately nothing has been coming off of it, as we will see how these drivers manage the corner before the hairpin, and everyone does manage to survive still. Seirin still the only DNF in this race. Anyways, Sven Jensen now leads Raymar Rosales, Dak Patterson in 3rd, Azuri in 4th, Ferrari in 5th, Hall of 6th, Riba in 7th, Pranata 8th, Sakura 9th, and Ryan Kagawa lining up the 30 car field. And right now we are racing in the short 30-lap race. We won't be doing any replays, so that will be something for the end of this race. But right now these drivers are doing a very decent job of trying to maintain their cars' positions, especially in these story conditions F1 can be. But anyways, Azuri looking for a move against Dak Patterson. No VTRP racing this weekend, so that can have a bit of focus though in today's race, despite being extremely wet. Right now we are just checking on to how this race will develop, as we are now coming to lap 2. Start to the race though, already up by 4.8 seconds over Dak Patterson over Rosales in 2nd place. So one win already from Jensen, showing on that carbonated love for her in the Darlington Park round in the Hall International. wrestle the car. Sakura doing a decent job in 9th. We also going to take a look into the progress charts. Everyone has gained. We're looking at Svenjan to almost to the line, and now since the lap before the Riba since it's 25.69. Gains in position over Pranata was a perfect side. Speeds over Renew and Matthias Zacharias. Evans and Lusby beat Tayo and Labradors respectively. That's just one of the still trying to find way past Rosales. Oh, and that's Joshua Zai. Joshua Zai has gone off, and I think that is an engine failure from the assistants. Absolutely horrible luck from the... I am just gonna check. I just wanted to double check on the rules here. I'm not sure we're going to be using the extended rules format. Okay, I think... Oh, and also that's that coming at Riba and Dak Patterson. Two drivers who have gone off there, but the difference that is that they aren't able to get out of the sand trap, and so both of them are now out of the race. So we are seeing casualties start to come in the early stages of this race. So right now we have lost 4 cars due to an engine failure, and also we have Riba and Patterson also out of this race after both of them went off at the corner before the hairpin. So already we have literal, not literal smart flying, but see here how much these drivers have been struggling in these conditions in this heavy rain. It's all about survival and fitness at this point. With 3 laps set to be complete. And here we go. Still chasing Rosales, Vengeance, and oh, it looks like these drivers are at the back already chasing Jensen already. Azuri now having the fastest lap of the race so far. 2:32, 6:21 from the hot shot. Get something done though. Obviously, trying to do something that Oldmore haven't been doing in recent times. Subaru, but then again, Oldmore's talent. And at least commendable, and that's Aquazuri going off the track momentarily, but manages to keep it on it, just barely. And right now, she's about to be under pressure from Enzio Ferrari. And right now, Azuri is doing a decent job at the whip. There might be some slip-ups, but that's one thing that she needs to be careful of. She can showcase her talent anywhere, anytime, but keeping heads down is also very important skill to have. And right now, Azuri needs that skill more than ever if she is to keep her himself at a decent shot of staying onto the podium, maybe getting this World Series win. Also, just want to remind everyone we'll be using the standard points format, points going down to only the top 15. This is to essentially remain consistent with the JE points and the international points. We'll also use the standard points format. So that might be something that we will be taking a look for next year. So you can see here, Azuri now loses time to Rosales and Jensen. So that's what she needs to be careful of, as good to see a potential drier line already forming in recent runs. And driers might actually be able to use that to find some extra grip or less standing water. But these drivers are able to reach spray these cars are far less than what you'd see in F1. For example, as to see how much the drivers are struggling in these conditions. Raymond falls to 232.1.9. The ball is back into the sport. They're already 5 seconds slower. They're already not job right now, at least for this lap. There's also known to drive in the conditions as an amphibian creature. So it's going to try to make it as well. Right, back on the race, and drama in the first stage of this race. Martini is also giving chase. It's one thing that I like to note about the late change fights. They just shine a bit wider. But they also get the job. But that is Jake Martinez now having a good run though. He's gonna have to cover around the inside. Really potential advancement, and also take a look into this one, as we might be seeing some more battles. So Sakura and Ryan Kagawa on a battle for 7th place. Sakura already has the inside line at the hairpin. Kagawa has to battle it. Sakura almost loses it at the final corner, manages to keep herself in it. Sakura very eager to get herself in the right foot for Aski. Warming up for this chance to represent the former Inonaka member. Has been explosive in the HoloType as of recently, but being accurate in the spawning location specifically. But anyway, Sakura now doing a very solid job though, now going up to 7th place. Still needs to battle Granata and Miklev, also Enzo Ferrari, Aqua Zuri, Raymond Gonzalez, and Sven Jensen as well. Runner is everything flowing between the top two. It was at 4 seconds, 1.1 seconds, now back at 3.5. Jensen now has it back in command, and you can see here how much these drivers are struggling to even keep themselves on the track. Just want to remind everyone of the last place car, and that is Joey in 27th. This is where Sven Jensen is, and we're already at 5 laps complete. So already 1/6 of the race already done. Now goes up into 13th place after beating Jake Martinez. Martinez already dropping down 2 more positions, just showcasing how much the Ligiers are currently struggling. He's already been overtaken by Zacharias, almost gets overtaken by Relay, as we are seeing potential side-by-side action between Evans and Javier Luzmi. There's contact between the Floclo and the ID class car, and you can see here Evans trying to keep it down the inside of 130R. In treacherous conditions, will there be a late dive? The answer is no. What racing action we're seeing here? As we're seeing more action though. Masaraido this time gets exposed by Seo Myung-eun. And right now Masaraido is going to try to line up and move down the inside potentially. Because Martinez continues to try to keep himself on the track but continues to struggle to do so. Sakara is also trying to find a way past Sean Go. Oh, and that's Jace Kinsai going on, but manages to keep himself back on the track. Kagura this time really struggling for grip as Sakura, as Kiriko is going to try to move down the inside. Oh, kicks up the rear turn. But really nothing doing yet. Make her way into the top 8, and there's more to come as Martinez gets overtaken by Dan Evans, and oh, I think there is a bit of a slide there by, oh, and that's Zacharias, oh, that's Zacharias being spun into the wall. It looks like there was contact at the Dunlop, and Matthias Zacharias' race ends in disaster. Looks like there was contact between Martinez and Zacharias as both of them tried to make their way into the Deckner curves. It looks like both of them kind of misjudge each other, and that sent Zacharias into the wall. The pit wall for the Kyoto Shiao team are going to try to argue through that would be a racing incident because the conditions are just so wet. Then again, it's up to the driver to keep himself regardless of the situation and condition. And it's going to be a bit of a mix there as Martinez is about to be under pressure from Luzmi, and this time against Shaka Labradores goes offline. Shaka's going to probably use his opportunity to make the pass. Seems like there's going to be a slight straight line advantage for the Ligiers. In these rain conditions, their cornering deficit is very much apparent for everyone to see. Anyways, a level of attrition in this race is also pretty commendable right now, given that we are only seeing about 5 retirements already. We are essentially pretty pleased to hear that, well, only 5 cars retired. So far, let's just hope that we have still extended field of cars while racing, as Missouri is now from not just Ferrari, but also Mikolev joining in on the fight as well. So we are now continuing on with Mikolev's progression on the racetrack, and he's doing a decent job right now. Alright, so Niels Tyre's been getting pretty close though to Chaka as Martinez continues to have his struggles on the track. You can see here Tyre herself having a very crazy one right now. Oh, and that's a bad exit from the S's. Sorry, from school curve, and that's almost going to be a massive headache. And Kaczynski and Rafael de Oliveira have traded places there. Now Kaczynski up into 21st. Into drivers further back. Jeff Rohan, meanwhile, has done a decent job though to qualify. Well, despite qualifying at the back, he's doing a good job, staying up into going up to 23rd. We now have 26 cars remaining. Joey's currently the last car out on the track and currently in the spoon curve. Sven Jensen, meanwhile, has just crossed the underpass and is about to make his way into the hairpin. So it just shows you how close these cars are at the moment. Alright, so Wizard currently in 10th place. Must be in 15th. Some of these drivers who are currently up where they are right now. And right now Wizard is going to right now, also Wizard doing a pretty solid job right now in the aero competitions in general. However, fruitful in HoloType. In all of it does, like 2 races already in qualifiers. Oh, and that is Johnny Panata. Johnny Panata is off though at turn 1. Looks like it's contact between another car that sent him out, and the engine has stalled. And Pranata, it looks to be out of this race, and we have that confirmation. He is out. Oliveira and Maserati will trade places as Oliveira now goes at 21st. Shango doing a very decent job to stay in 13th place. Despite having not the best car in the field, we might try to think of a new chassis for next season, but we have to check what chassis are available for them. About to get past into the 10 lap mark of this race with relatively setting 230s. The call to essentially shorten the race is essentially... Oh yeah, just wanted to remind everyone that due to the wet conditions, you don't see a lot of fans coming in. You usually see some fans coming in, but you usually see these two. These guys like to get wet. Anyways, Sven Jensen has pulled up the gap. Now over 10 seconds between himself and Ray McDonald's currently running in second place. So just not many fans in general trying to come into a circuit. Anyways, it's just run. Making a chase right now. Still trying to find a way past Ryan Kagawa right now. She's trying to get her way into... Alright, that is so good. Now going up against Martinez. It's pretty hard to see due to the amount of spray and water, but yeah. Anyways, we are looking at 11 laps already. Marco's doing now from Ferrari right now. Not kind of hand it to her. Just pressure on, but then again we still have much of this race to go, so we're just going to have to monitor the situation. And that's complete. Race to go. And Rohan has continued his climb from last place up to 21st. 10 positions gained in 10 laps in car number 10. That's a perfect 10 in this first 10 laps. At least as far as 10s are concerned. Alright, so the threat of lap cars are absolutely coming in hot. Joey is currently at Spoon Curve. Sven Jensen is already at Spoon Curve. Lap cars will be a factor going forward in the next few laps or so, or maybe next lap. Finish just catching. This car on the track. I just wonder how much longer can he be able to hang on. now. And that's a great run though for Martinez, but gets blocked by Kaczynski. And that will allow Martinez to stay behind, unfortunately for him. Serving Ferrari 8 seconds separated from this 3 and the leader. Possibly on their own battles as Labradors now goes down the inside of Dunlop. Lusby gets shuffled off wide, and that's going to allow Labradors to get up into 14th place. Leading single job right now. Sorry for the lack of commentary in recent times. Just great. Get some commentary, that's what it does for you. Anyways, Sakura against Tsukiji Pikolev. The gap's now only at 0.4 of a second. And this is the part where potentially tire wear on these wet tires are going to affect these cars, because with the rain not set to abate anytime soon, right now we are potentially seeing some potential strategy mix-ups being done by the driver, potential pit stops at play. Oh, and that is, and that's a massive slam into the wall. Ow, that's a massive slam into the wall from that's Ryan Kagawa, and also that's Dan Evans joining in on the mid, but manages to keep himself on the track. Holy, that was a massive hit. That was Ryan Kagawa going off, and that involves also Mikolev being hit of sorts. I just want to double check on what happened. That was a massive slam into the wall, and right now we are just gonna double check onto what exactly happened, and right now we are checking Kagawa. Kiriko was also involved in this one. Same goes for Tsukiji Pikolev. So there are some slight damage onto the front of these cars. Kiriko now goes up into 6th place, just about surviving the incident, but now has some front end damage on her car. Mikolev as well. That was a incident to note. Yeah, it was so there's like 4 cars going off at the same time. That also includes Mikolev Kagawa. So it was Kagawa that went off, or rather, that was Kagawa that went off. Yeah, Kagawa that went. Hang on, I need to double check on which specific car that was. I cannot access the replay, otherwise this will break the results system. So it was actually Kagawa that. Wait. Yeah, it was Kagawa that went off, and Kiriko and Wizard. So Mikolev was the one that spun Kagawa around. Kiriko hits Mikolev's back, and Wizard also went off a good measure. Oh my goodness, that was a massive collision that essentially sends Kagawa out of this race. He now joins the DNF list. Joey also will be making his way in, as well as some other drivers also get into some issues as well. Sven Jensen has cleared Joey with ease. Probably going to be expected results also to be the same. Azuri, meanwhile, is going to try to make her way up at the front, and so Raymond Rosales have cleared Joey with no problems. Into Ferrari has now made the pass onto Azuri. You saw how it developed at the exit of Spoon Curve, but can Azuri fight back? It's a bit tricky. The answer is going to be no, but unfortunately for Azuri, lap cars are going to be in the way of Ferrari's progress. And right now Ferrari is going to try to make a move down the inside. Will he be able to stick with it? The answer is no. And that will open the door for Azuri to make her way up back into 3rd place, as Ferrari continues to somewhat struggle a bit. But then again, so did Azuri, who lost 2 seconds to Ferrari last lap. Yeah, it was Johnny Bernardes' turn. Was essentially a victim of circumstance. He got shuffled off, and he essentially had to crunched out race. What, 17 laps, 17 seconds down between Jensen and Rosales. Rosales now having the free space in front. Meanwhile, Ferrari and Azuri are going to be stuck behind Joey for the next few laps, which is going to cause some struggles to both of these 2 drivers as Martinez continues to fall down the order. This time, it's Rafael de Oliveira trying to properly set up a move, and that is a move nearly well done from de Oliveira. Nearly contact between the 2 as both of them keep wrestling for grip. Struggling in these conditions. Top 15 only will be scoring points, so it will be a massive. So the chance of drivers not scoring points will be there. So anyways, 14 laps already complete. And we're just seeing how drivers continue to their way towards. So meanwhile, against Enzio Ferrari. Ferrari also looking to find something against Masaraido right now. I'm sorry, Joey. And just Joey is currently down minute and 20 seconds, really early in 11th, inside in 9th. And meanwhile, we see Enzo Ferrari again trying to make a move against. Oh, and that's contact between Jeff Rohan and Enzo Ferrari and Joey, and I think and that will be Joey finally out of this race. He's not been put out of his misery. He basically went for a move a bit too late, and as the car behind, he essentially is down. Anyways, more drivers, more racing action. Evans now goes up to the 9th. Rohan now up into 19th, meeting his fellow compatriot, Jake Martinez. Places. Martinez might take a move, but it is going to be too little too late. Shango, meanwhile, has been doing a pretty good job staying where he is right now in the points with what is deemed to be a very inferior car. He's move against Shango, and that will send Shango out of the race. Again, that the same thing happened to Joey has happened to Shango. And Shango out of this race. It was a contact between Tsuyo and Go, and that's going to send another vehicle's car out of this race. Only Jake Martinez and Masa Rider remain. So only 22 cars remain. Joey will join Shango and Ryan Kagawa. John Nata also out of this race as well. Matthias Zacharias too. We have Kamner Rema and Dak Patterson as well. Joshua Sahi out with an engine failure, and also Sarah who didn't get off the line. So anyways, we are now into the remaining 22 cars in this field. The point situation has remained unchanged and it's not currently in a massive issue right now. Right, so anyways, Sakura now looking for 4th place. Akko Azuri looking to really prove herself into the pioneers that she is a solid driver, and she might think of a move early into 130R. Might she think of it? Might she think of a dive bomb down the inside? Just catching Azuri off guard, and I think that might be early. It might be late. The move might be on, and that's nearly contact between the two. But for now, Azuri is just going to keep her wits about it against a fast-charging Misaki Sakura, who is currently on Azuri's slipstream. And right now, Sakura is going to make her way into the inside. Will she be on it? Not yet, but you can see the statement of intent that Sakura has already on Azuri. It's just pretty much crazy to think about. Charge though. Akuzuri has a lot to prove. Sakura also has a lot to prove. Both of them having a race to add, moving this race as a testimony for those who are watching on which one has been the more solid driver out there. And if you look into the progress chart, Sakura gaining 4 positions from the start, then Evans gaining 11 positions. Jeff Rohan gaining 15 is not on our bingo card, but here we are. Jeff Rohan, you gotta give credit to where it's due. Missing qualifying due to problems in the car. And now Rohan is going to see if he can continue his remarkable rise up the field. He is currently 2 positions away from the point. That is Kiriko being overtaken by Osne Wizard in car number 56. Wizard's now up into 6. And right now we have passed 18 laps officially for the leader. Jensen is doing a pretty decent job. I believe Rudy has already been lapped. Okay, I think we So still have all the recall squads are now out of the points. Martinez and Masalaido, they're all out of the points. Right. So Sakura is going to already lost out a bit to Azuri, who come out. Meanwhile, Lusby and Ridley are between places between each other. Will it go down in tears? Almost. They went side by side right after even after the cats are trying, and now Ruby has forced Ryu off into a less favorable position at least, but the team still keeps going on the track. Kyle meanwhile in 13th, Rob Norris 14th, Sobio in 15th. Anyways, Aquazuri, Wizard, and Mikolev have now Mikolev's turn to beat Kiriko right now, as she can now. It's now her turn to fall down the river as she is now struggling to raise with its damage. 12 laps to go, and you see here she's already the slowest out of the pack of the cars already. Wizard's already pulled away and has went off, but manages to keep it on. Stays on to try and save both of Kiriko and Evans. Ferrari now getting into the back of Rosales. Van Jensen tries to keep it on the track. Almost goes off. He has just about no reason to attack anymore. He just needs to keep that car in a straight line and on the track, and that's just what he needs to do to bring home Iris's first win in HoloType. Ryu, and that's a massive spin by Ryu, and again another contact. I think that was Ryu staying on the inside, and the final part of the Castle Triangle was not ahead at the final corner. Got hit by Hinotitayo, who had every right to go to that corner first, and that's really being sent into the wall. And that's it. Hinotitayo also going off the track. The amount of damage is too much for her, and that will send Ella number 58 also out of this race. So it's gonna be both Hinotitayo and Ryu out. That is gonna be sweet news for the Oliveira and Raichi Kaczynski, who are now inside the points. Here continues to unfold on this wet Suzuka race. And now we are just gonna take a look into Dan Evans on Hanami Kiriko. The gaps are closing down, but has it closed down enough? The rain is pouring, still pouring it down, and we are still seeing status remain the same at the front. As Finnegan does crash out, and it will be very unfortunate if it doesn't happen. Reflections. Just trying to gets himself back onto Enzo Ferrari. Ferrari just stays in front of Missouri right now. This is going to be Missouri's best chance to get herself back onto the podium positions. To really place her ahead, could get her up front in the JDCO standings as well. Stats up in the JPCO. Currently sits 8th in the standings. A podium here will most likely place her at the front. We'll have to see how it continues to develop. And right now we are seeing Missouri try to capitalize on Ferrari, going to take the alternative line. It's Kiriko in place right now for Dan Evans after losing two positions. Wizard and Mikolev. there and stay tuned. And that is Aquazuri going off. Oh, back onto the track here. We just managed to get ourselves back onto the scene. We just saw Aquazuri just going off the track and almost dumping her chances of finishing this race entirely. And we thought that she was not going to make it, but and also we got to see Dominic and Kiriko just about avoiding her. Holy! Oh my goodness. Anyways, Aquazuri gets herself back onto the track, and also in other related news, Alex Grant is also out of this race. I believe he has had an off. Just wanted to double check on specifically where Alex Grant has his off, and it looks to me that he went off at the final. I think it's at the hairpin, just before the hairpin. So again, he is also another driver that went off the track and just wasn't able to get back on. So Zuri is currently under pressure to keep herself on the track. That has now allowed Sakura to go up into 4th place. Wizards now up into 5th. You gotta have to give credit. Sven Jensen has kept it under control. Has kept it under control. Graham Roxall is on for a very solid result as well. Enzio Ferrari also trying to finally get a good result for Rara Bandera after basically half the season of being nowhere. And Misaki Sakura right now doing a very good job for Aski as well. 5th place. Austin Wizard also is happy for this result. This is Coordinator's best ever finish in HoloType. Tons of reasons to be excited. So, and then we got Akazuri, who was running in 3rd, now down in 6th, ready to defend her position as much as he can against a fast-charging Mikalev, currently in 7th. Hanami Kiriko currently running in 8th, despite the circumstances. 9th place, Dan Evans doing a very good job for Yopi. Just inside, ready to make up for the lack of seal qualification with a top 10 finish. Roosby staying where he is with 11th with Chaka Lapidoris. Surviving currently in 12th place. 13th place is Kaczynski and Reggie Kaczynski running in 13th here. Rafael Oliveira for Chris Raven Profit 14th. And a good highlight of this, Jeff Rohan is now officially inside the points at the start from back to the field and not participating in the qualifying session. And Yoshitayo is back on this race after that off, manages to get the car back in. So right now, she's currently in 16th place, 7 seconds behind Jeff Rohan, who's currently on the solitary points. So good, what's the rider who they are able to salvage top 20 finishes after just racing for survival. now gets into... Oh my goodness, I just wanted to double check if what happened to Javier Lusby. Yeah, Javier Lusby has gone off the track as well, and that will put Tsuyo back into a points paying position. So Javier Lusby will not be scoring any more points. So, Tsuyo will now get herself into the points. Check onto Alex Grant and and that is that's Misaki Sakura. Misaki Sakura's out of this race. Oh no! Another shocking retirement late in this race. Sakura has got to be fuming about this. It can't happen. It can't keep happening to her like that. But that will at least put Azuri back into the top 5. Commiserations for the ASCII team, who again have to endure horrible luck after horrible luck. And which also means that Jake Martinez will most likely get that solitary point as well. Massive amounts of drama on this race so far. With multiple retirements already to note. Sakura, I believe, was on the move down the inside against Enzo Ferrari, but could not get the move done in turn 1. And there's another driver off. That's Kaczynski, who almost made contact with that looks like Rohan, but managed to get himself back on. Drama in the latter stages of the Suzuka race. In this Zako series Suzuka 200 minutes race. Oh, this is pretty much short at this point. Anyways, we do have 7 laps to go. Sakura and Lusby will be joining the DNFers list. And what a bitter way to end this. What a bitter way to go out of this race, especially late on. It's a massive shock. In 6. Kiriko now goes up into 7th place. Of them are racing in the World Zako. So Akuzuri gaining 108 points is going to be good. And then that's Jace Kensai. Jace Kensai has a problem. And I think this he has went off trying to make a move against Dan Evans. I think it is at turn 1 as well. Another turn 1 incident for Jace Kensai that's going to put him out of this race. And there's Rafa de Oliveira joining in as well. You see how many drivers have just gone off at turn 1. Rafa de Oliveira also out of this race late on. So many drama. And that will also put So Byung-eun and Masa Raido in the points. Rider will be getting a solitary point of all drivers. Also, Sobyang as well. If they're not being shown at best. But again, points are points, and it is essentially on a basis to this one. For consistency, Azuri, meanwhile, is currently in 5th place. Just trying to hope that there aren't any more incidents in front. Right now, everyone's just panicking. And oh no! And that's the wizard going off! I saw the wizard going off into turn 1, and there's more contact between Sakaji Mikolev and Aqua Azuri. That's gonna be 2 cars out this time. And the question is, who is ahead? Because that might determine the final driver scoring points. Izagaji Mikolev just about survives, but with even more damage on that car. The Suzuka weather not being kind to the drivers. And you will get caught out if you're not careful. Also, Wizard and Aqua Azuri learned that the hard way, as we are now about to pass the threshold of more DNFers than finishers. Oh man, that's gotta be a massive disappointment, and that will put me what was supposed to be a great result for opposite Wizard and Aqua Azuri has now become their undoing. And this will give a massive points boost to Jake Martinez, who haven't had the best car, but at least manages to keep himself on the track. And again, this will now mean that also joining on the points is Rudy for Mizumiyasu. You can tell how Azuri felt about this, but I think due to countback, as it stands, Azuri will be finishing ahead of Wizard provisionally, and this will give her at least a solitary point. So she still gets to score points, but she is not going to be listed as a finisher, as there are only 14 cars left in this race. The race really turning on its head late on this race as the tires go bald, as we mentioned earlier. Then that means they are not going to be as effective as trying to dissipate water from the car as anticipated. So it's all about trying to nurse your car to the finish. Sven Jensen is currently well aware of the situation right now, as he's now currently stuck behind Rudy and Masaraido. And there's more moves there. Dan Evans goes up down the inside against Hanami Kiriko. Kiriko just didn't have the response. And that will put Kiriko down in 6th place. Jensen still struggling to get past me right now. Raymar Rosales might have heard that on the news, but could it be too little too late? Azuri coming out of the car and into the paddock areas. Disappointed and sad, I saw to go. But you gotta have to commend her for what she did, though. Having fended off the top drivers from HoloType in this race, and she did so quite admirably until Austin Wizard went off, and Azuri had nowhere to go and just slammed into Wizard, sending her out. Right now we are checking out Jensen right now, who's currently trying to get his way up into the front of these lap cars. Right now, still nothing doing. And as you can see here, really just continues to struggle on these wet conditions. Trying to just avoid it as much as they can. Just to avoid getting aquaplaned. 27 laps now complete. We're now to go. And Jensen's just doing a decent job actually pulling away from Rosales to show you how good he is at the moment on elevating his own skill level. Laps and oh, that's Sven Jensen going off. That is massive off there. Oh, Jensen manages. Alright, so we now have Sven Jensen still pulling away from Raymond Gonzalez despite being stuck by lap cars. And Gonzalez just seems to struggle right now. And right now we are just going to see if this will go on. This will go on. Another car off. That's Ryuji Kaczynski. Another car off at turn 1. More collisions into turn 1. That's this race's calamity corner. Ryuji Kaczynski will most likely be guaranteed of a 14th place finish. And now the race's drivers keep dwindling down, but the race will go on to its scheduled race distance. Right. So we are now at 20 laps complete, 3 laps to go. Sven Jensen currently already starting this lap, still stuck in lap cars. Last time we went to Suzuka, there was a last lap collision that changed the trajectory of the title. Might we see the same today? Can we see Sven Jensen keep his car on the track? Can we see Sven Jensen bring home this win for Iris? We need to at least give round. We need to at the very least give him a solid post in the international standings. Jensen already down on the leaders by 3. Down on the leaders by about 306 points. He's gonna try to use this race as a platform to get himself way up there. As we are just going to keep on trucking, as what they would say. Rudy, meanwhile, trying to also chase Masaraido on his own battle, but still off of it as lap of the Zako Series Suzuka 200 minutes. Pretty nutritional race. Everyone involved, everyone has had an off slightly sometimes. Right now, it is. Alright, so penultimate lap, and it is still a coin toss as Alright, so 30 laps complete. Check onto So Enzo Ferrari has now caught up to Raymond Gonzalez, and the gap's now caught up to 8 tenths of a second. Jeff Rohan enjoying a very amazing comeback from last on the field. He's gained 24 positions from the start. Talk about a motivated try from him at the very least. As we're now coming into the final lap of this race, Sven Jensen also deserves the plaudits for staying in the race lead, Rudy for keeping himself consistent, Sobyuk in 2, which Tsuyo, after having that crash, at the very least could at least bring home 9th place. Dan Evans started 20th and is now up into 5th place. And so the final lap is set to start right now with Sven Jensen about to cross the line. Hope is always there when Iris is around, and hope is always there. Anyways, we're now at the final lap. Sven Jensen doing a decent job right now. Staying ahead of the rest of the field, staying out of trouble, and keeping his car pointed in the right place at the right time. Enzo Ferrari. Oh, what's going off there? And that's going to open the door for a second. You pick a left, and I think that might be will move down the inside of the final lap. That's contact between Raymond Gonzalez and Enzo Ferrari. Both of them going all out to defend their positions, and that's the length that they are going to take. That is racing, but you might think that might be too much. We'll have to monitor just in case, as we are also going to have to guess where Sven Jensen is so that we don't miss him crossing the line in first place. Dan Evans, meanwhile, in 5th, staying ahead for as long as he can. Shaka Labradoris defending against Jeff Rohan for that 7th place. And right now, Sven Jensen and Joe Ferrari still looking for that 2nd place at the very least. He needs to beat Raymond Gonzalez to really cap off this campaign And now we get to see Rudy against Masaraido going down the inside. Rudy finally makes the last lap pass onto Masaraido. Masaraido drops down to 13th. Sven Jensen, meanwhile, is going to try to keep it safe on the track. He's going to keep his hope down to the finish line as they now come into 130R. Rudy will now pull away from Masaraido. Sven Jensen just going to have to keep it calm and collected in the final two corners. No need to take any more risk for this Irish driver who struggled more than he succeeded. But on the days he succeeded, the shining hope shines down as the rain continues to abate. But that doesn't matter for Sven Jensen as Sven Jensen brings hope across the line to take the win here. Sven Jensen and Irish win the Zako Series Suzuka 200-minute race. It's not over. It's not over for Rosales and Enzio Ferrari. Where will Rosales go? Where will Ferrari go? Where will Mikolev go? Into the final corners they go. And Raymond Rosales just about manages to defend second place. And Sakaji Mikolev goes off a bit. Enzo Ferrari goes for the last gas move. It doesn't work. Raymond Rosales takes second. Ferrari third. Mikolev fourth. Dan Evans crosses the line to take a solid 5th place. Harumi Kiriko also manages to salvage home a 6th place finish. Shaq Labradors and Jeff Rohan were for their amazing comebacks from where they were at the start. They have to be given massive amount of plaudits for what they're doing, assuming that they are staying at the front. They're doing just that. And right now, John Calabdoris will be set to finish in 7th place. A decent job for these two drivers. Hinochi Tayo will finish 9th after crashing out. Manages to get herself back into it. Martinez also doing very solid run so far. He is currently set to finish 10th. So Byung-eun in 11th, 12th, Rido 13th, in what has been a solid comeback for them. Last drivers to come out here, Rudy and Masaraido. Masaraido will cross the line here as Rido finally gets to clear Sven Jensen. Sven Jensen is going to go to the pits to celebrate his success. Anyways, Masaraido will be crossing the line in 13th place. And that will essentially seal the deal for essentially this race. You can ignore the penalty controller lock thing. That one we can possibly ignore. But anyways, let's take a look into the race results as we finally will be dressing down the end of this race. So Sven Jensen takes this win for Iris with Raymond Rosales 2nd place. Enzo Ferrari will take 3rd with Isakaji Mikolev in 4th. Dan Evans in 5th. And for Enzo Ferrari, that will be a very solid podium position for him and for Raul Bandera, first time in Aero competition as well. Hanami Kiriko finishes 6th, Jack Labrador is 7th, Jeff Rohan 8th, Hinochi Tayo 9th, and Jake Martinez running at the top 10. So Byung-eun in 11th, Rudy 12th, Masaraido in 13th place, Raji Kazuki 14th, and unfortunately, after countback, it has been decided that Osnet Wizard will get the last point over Aqua Azuri In a cruel twist of fate, that's mostly because Austin Wizard was in front of Aquazuri when they made contact. So Austin Wizard will take the final points positions. Aquazuri will be gutted that she will be losing out on a chance to score points in 16th place. 10 goes for Jace Kinsai, Yuri Rafael de Oliveira in 18th, Sakura 19th, and Javier Lusby in 20th place. 20th, 21st will be Alex Grant, Ryu 22nd, Shango in 23rd with Joey in 24th, Kagawa in 25th, Jordi Pranata 26th, Zacharias 27th, Dak Patterson 28th, Reba in 29th, Joshua Asahi in 30th, and Saren barely got off through the line. Well, if the race is on Sunday, then it's going to be an issue, but alright. So, we are just going to save the replay. As per usual. We will check on what happened to Saren. I did say provisionally is that way, the points standings, but unfortunately, because Austin Wizard crossed the line first when they started the lap, based on the results, it essentially means that who goes first? Austin Wizard. So Austin Wizard will be guaranteed with 15th place because both of them didn't finish the lap. Aquazuri may be ahead by then, but it just didn't work by then. Alright. Alright, so if you want to know what happened to Saren. Oh no, it's actually a bit worse than you think. Saren actually got spun at the start here. So we are just gonna see what happened to Saren. Alright, so here's the replay. And watch the number 59 as the 59 got spun around at the back of the field. And then it's Yuri Rafael de Oliveira that was spun around. So we're gonna go on board. So you can see Saren actually squeezed de Oliveira into the wall, and that essentially sent her into the wall, and that sent her out. What a frantic first lap that was. So let's go take a look at how Alex Grant crashes out. So no problems with him right now as Alex Grant is concerned. And here's what happened to Grant. Just understeered into the gravel trap and beach himself. Not what he was looking for. For Jace Kinsai, it's another case of a driver just locking up into turn 1 and being out. Sakura was already out before that. Here's what happened to Sakura, also locking up into turn 1. Very much an unfortunate case here, as also a similar thing could be said about Javier Lusby. Oh, just spinning out entering the hairpin and then just beats the car. Again, another very unfortunate timing for them. And speaking of which, we will be checking onto the other drivers. We'll see who have we properly finished. Okay, so here's Jody. Alright, so Jody Pranata. So here's Misaki Sakura and Jody Pranata will go on board Sakura in this one. Oh, that's an engine failure for Jody. And you can see the amount of engine smoke on Jody's car, and that essentially sent Jody out of the race. That essentially explains why Jody went on the way he did. Alright, so we are just going to continue to see of the drivers who have already crashed out. Raiji Kaczynski and Yuri Rafael de Oliveira. So here's what happened to Raiji. lock up into turn 1. Same song and dance. He didn't hit the wall, but has benched the car. So Raijin also out. Rafael de Oliveira also having his own issues. And if you want to know what happened to him, lock up in the front as he put too much brakes into turn 1. And that is him out. Alright, so Dak Patterson and Kamen Rider has crashed on lap 3, so let's see what happened. I think it is mostly just a coincidence as Dak Patterson went off first and hits the wall for good measure. Same goes for Kamen Rider. Very much not what he's been looking for after riding the highs of third place at Yongnam a few weeks ago. They're just getting too much speed. They should have just lifted off for the other drivers. Same goes for Ariba. Alright, so we are just going to officially record this race as it is. Let's just hope that the results will come out as... Alright, at the very least, the points have officially been confirmed, so we can now finally go into the standings portion of this one. So here are the standings after essentially the first race of the World Zako. We will update the JPCU and Zako and the international standings after the weekend ends. So against the top 15 from the Suzuka race will be the ones that will essentially be the ones that will finish inside the top 15. And here are your results right now. Sven Jensen over Raymond Rosales, Enzio Ferrari, Isakaijin Mikolev, Dan Evans, Hanami Kiriko, Chaka Labradores, Jeff Rohan, Hinoshitayo, Jake Martinez, Sobyung Eun, Rudy Masaraido, Roger Kaczynski, and Ozzy Wizard make up the drivers who have scored points for now. Meanwhile, Aquazuri, Jace Kinsayu, Rafael de Oliveira, Matias Zacarias, Alex Grant, Jari Pranata, Ryan Kagawa, Javier Lusby, Misaki Sakura, Kamen Riba, Joshua Sahi, Seirin, Shango, Joey, Ryu, and Dak Patterson will be the ones who do not score points. And that is a massive shame for them, especially for some of these drivers who have had a serious chance of winning. However, that didn't work out the way they intended it to be. So, anyways, we have to send commiserations to them. But with that out of the way, let's not delve ourselves on this race for far too long, because we have the Tsuyo series race coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. Japan time. Hopefully single one of you should be able to attend as well. Hopefully we'll be able to see you on the streams as well. I hope you're excited for those races as much as we do. Anyways, with that being said, I'm Mama in the commentary booth. You've been watching the Zako series Suzuka 200 minutes. We'll see you tomorrow for the Tsuyo series race. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you in the next race.